Hope everyone's doing well. Yes, I have a bit of energy today, which I'm really glad about because some days be hard. Okay. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about my finances again. Like you will not believe what I just found out. So at the beginning of October, I wanted to go on this no spend journey. So I went on this journey only to figure out that not only like not only can I not do the no spend challenge or that I failed miserably at it, but I'm spending about 2 to 300, maximum 400 rand per day, or let me rather say per weekday. And then on Saturday, it'll be like maybe less than 100 rand or 100 rand or whatever. I was floored. We all have these like things that we buy, but I was just so traumatized when I realized how much I was actually spending. And it didn't occur to me that I was spending so much money up until I didn't have the budget that I needed in order to buy like a few cute clothes that I had planned on my zero based budget kind of system. So with that premise is like the premise of that budgeting system is for you to basically allocate every single cent you have so that there's not like this gray area where you don't know where your money is disappearing to. Turns out that I had a gray area on top of like my zero based budget like system. Bear in mind, I'm all new to this money thing, like whatever. But the point is, I'm freaking traumatized because I'm just like, why are you spending so much money? Like, it doesn't make any sense. And why are you spending it like on things that you can actually prepare for rather than it being like caught off by like caught off guard, whatever. Sorry, I'm saying whatever a lot. So the only thing that I feel like I didn't have control over was definitely the transport issue that I had this month. Long story short, I use a transport system here to go to work, but then this particular driver of mine had a car issue, which meant that I was out in the cold. Yes, it's his responsibility to make sure that because I pay him monthly, and that month it was like mid month and I had already paid for the whole month. But he tried his best, and there was just nobody that could um borrow him a car or like someone else that he could ask to to not chauffeur me around, but you get what I mean. So it ended up being my problem, and this was money that I had to spend on top of the money that I already paid him because he spent a lot of money trying to get the car that we were using to that current condition, so he couldn't even refund me. He didn't have the cash on hand. So it was just like a whole lot of drama, but I can see how that directly influenced my spending because Nelspruit is a small town, and even though everything is close together, um, but it's actually the most expensive town in terms of ride shares or transport or whatever. So it's been a freaking nightmare. And the worst part is, I am literally not beyond using taxis, but where I live, it's like in a very secluded area. So there's no chance that I could have used public transport where I live. So basically, I've been asking colleagues and friends and whatever to kind of help me. So luckily, I didn't have to spend all my money on transport. But long story short, I can see where that like with yeah, where the money disappeared because of that. But the rest, the takeout, the groceries that I feel like are well planned, but then sometimes I have really like big anxiety, then I'll snack a lot and just things that you do like mindlessly that you had no idea that you were doing. And honestly, like I I honestly don't know what to say. So let's just go over the costs so that you can get a realistic view. So I had to literally pen and paper it because I didn't like I think a statement is one thing, and yeah, like, and there's a lot of stuff on my statements, bank statements, that were things that were on my budget. So I needed to have a realistic view of what I spent. So every time at the end of each day, I would literally write down what I spent money on that day. So I only started tracking this maybe just after the 20th of October, and I'm shook. This is a lot. But let me just go off this last week. So today's the 6th of November. So let's start around the 30th, which was a Monday. So I just wrote the item and the cost. So taxi to work was 80 Rand. And then I stopped at Spa. I don't know what I got there. Like, I think I might have gotten food, but the bill came out to 204. So I think I might have also withdrawn cash. I do that sometimes. And then at school, I also bought like something to eat at the tuck shop. Because like my jobs are separated. So in the morning when I stop at Spa, basically it's just for the first half of the day because I don't eat breakfast. So that's another issue that I need to get under control, because if I am skipping that breakfast that could have been free at home, yeah, I need to replace that with something. But I have been taking my lunchbox and filling that in with cereal to have that as my first meal of the day. So that's been helpful. But someone at work has been stealing my milk, or several people stole my milk. I'm not really sure. So at school, at work, they provide like milk, coffee, blah blah blah, and then and it's full cream, but I use low fat, so I bring my own milk. But the fridge is in an uncontrolled area, so I think sometimes when they haven't restocked on the full cream milk, some people feel like it's okay to use my milk even though I use the fake name on it, which is not okay, but whatever. I also use a taxi home, which was 70 Rand. So that day, transport, it was 150 plus the 205 that I took at Spa. Then the next day, which was a Tuesday, taxi to work. Then I ordered Mr. Delivery, 135. It was a rush day that day. Then I borrowed money to my sibling. Big mistake, because now I need that money and I still haven't gotten it back. Um, then I worked late at work, so I had to ask the same guy who dropped me off in the morning to fetch me. And then the next day, same transport, and then also takeout. The next day I had chicken again. What the hell? Like, I don't know. Then the next day was a terrible day for me. I had to go to Old Mutual in town. That's additional costs. But luckily by this time I had found transport for the whole month of November. I prefer to pay a fixed rate than one-on-one, but the fixed rate, it only includes me going from home to work, not anywhere else. So I had to pay somebody to take me there, so that was 150. After the Old Mutual appointment, I was starving. I hopped in Galitos and had the cheapest meal they had, which was $40. And then the gel nails that I had on my fingers were, it was just expired beyond repair. It was chipping off everywhere. It looked so bad. And then I had a soak off at this other place I never knew existed. That was $50. And this was after I was turned back by two people who were still in on the premises of their workspace, but I guess they just didn't want to do anything for $50. Unbelievable. And then I think I had a Red Bull also, because I have quite an addiction, but more than that, I was just feeling so tired. I hated that appointment at Old Mutual. So yeah. Then the next day there was a baby shower at work. I had to buy things, and luckily one of my colleagues were able to cover me with a gift. I still don't know if I have to reimburse her, but we'll see. And then I bought groceries and snacks that day because I had to I was just beat up from the day. Like, I just needed like some comfort, and my groceries that day worked out to 212. But I also did buy some essentials. I know I bought some domestos and stuff like that. So it was fine. Then the next day, which was a Saturday, I paid someone who helped me with a Fiverr job, $70, and then Tube Buddy with, yeah, took some money. And then I also had to cover some airtime. That was 300 Rand. Um, I use the extra time facility, especially when I'm in like a hurry, like, long story. And then I also stopped at Spa. Wait, what? Yeah. And here I wrote 44 Rand. So that day was 444 rand. Like, what the hell? On the one hand, I'm glad I did this because pen and paper like shows you like the real of the real, okay? But on the other side, I'm freaking traumatized. Like, what am I gonna do? You know? Because I'm supposed to be an adult and I don't know where my money is going. If I count all of this, this is 1 week. So if I count all of this together, it's more than a grand. So if I'm being realistic and I'm saying, okay, let's assume that I spend a grand per week. That's 4 grand going nowhere. What the hell? Like, oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. So right now, as we speak, I've come up with a plan to curb this because this is ridiculous. So I have to start using my cash stuffing binder in order for me to keep track of my cash. That's the first thing. The second thing is that I need to start saving for things in advance. I realized this weekend when I was trying to order products on the Clicks website that if if I get what I want to get, what I need to get from Clicks, it's gonna cost me around 500 rand. It's never less than that, you know. But it's always I always need to spend that 500 rand when I don't have it, and this is one of the reasons why, because it has drowned in some other expenses that I did not keep track of, and I stopped making an effort to make myself a lunchbox. I think just the irregular hours and all of these things that the pressure, the stress, like I just stopped planning my meals. I'm not a big meal prep person because I barely cook. Actually, no, I never cook. So I think just having things for your lunchbox is not a bad idea. But when I did that, load shedding would always ruin my ham before I had a chance to use it all, or ruin my cheese, or ruin like it was just I think that's why I gave up because I was just like, if I'm gonna buy ham for 30 rand, but I throw 15 rand of it away, what's the point of this? But every time I'm at the tuck shop at school, I always buy a mac, not a mac and cheese, a ham and cheese sandwich for 24 rand, whereas I could have many sandwiches for half of that price. So I think the best thing I can do is probably like to freeze half of it, maybe. Like I just need to come up with better ideas on how to stick to like a household budget. I think that is the way we need to go. But because of how much this helped me out, I'm gonna continue using this. I think I must just make it cuter and like make it weekly. Um so that I have better control over it and so that I'm motivated to write in it, because right now it looks torn up. Because every time an expense happened, I would just scribble it down. Do you see here at the bottom? I like, no, that's not cute. So that's what I need to do. But I'm just glad that I did this, because now it gives me like a realistic picture of my life. Now I can realistically make a plan to get back on track, and I'm really excited about that. So stay tuned. I'm gonna share everything regarding that soon. It's just I'm so traumatized. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.